Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Angelo Gardner. I want to thank you all for taking the time out your busy schedule to join us. We have some fantastic speakers that's going to come forth and present the RxCare America prescription program. This is something like we never seen before. And for those of you that's insurance agents, you're going to really love what you can do with this with your clients. For those of you that's not insurance agents, you're going to love what you can do to help people because it's the playing field is even. So we have the pleasure of having John Forensic and Les Lehman. John Forensic is from the RxCare America team, and John Forensic is with the pharmacy. He's one of the pharmacy partners, and they're going to present this program to us and share some information that can help you really get people access to affordable medication. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce John. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to John. John, you have it.
Well, thank you, Angelo. And again, Les and I really would like to thank everyone for joining us today. We feel that the time we spend together today will be well worth your time. Now, with that being said, we have some exciting news about a revolutionary new prescription program that we're launching that's going to be disrupting the prescription drug industry, and it'll be the go-to prescription drug program in America. I hope that after hearing about this program, you're going to be as excited about this opportunity and being part of this as we are. The name of this game-changing prescription program is RxCare America. Now, first off, this is not one of those prescription drug card programs. This is an actual prescription drug program. This isn't a discount program, folks. This is the real deal. This program is not insurance and was not designed as an insurance product, but rather as a pharmacy program. And this is done by design. And that's part of the beauty of the program, because by doing so, we did not have to deal with the insurance departments in each state. And I'm going to explain the importance of that a little bit later on. However, we are licensed in all 50 states, plus Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. You have the ability to go anywhere in the country with this program. Also, by not filing this as an insurance plan and not having to deal with the insurance-related costs that increase insurance premiums, we didn't have to deal with claims reserves, which many of you may know can take up to 80 to 85% of insurance premiums, premium taxes, and all other miscellaneous insurance-related costs associated with high insurance premiums. And by removing these from the equation and not designing this as an insurance product, we're able to design this program so that everybody in America can afford it, and more importantly, should have it. And you're going to see what I mean a little bit later on. Now, before we get started, I'm going to take a minute and give you a little background about where we started and how we got here. This product was originally designed to meet the needs of the uninsured and the underinsured. I'm sure we all know individuals that can't afford insurance or have watered down policies that really don't pay a whole lot when it comes to prescription coverage. Consequently, there are too many people in this country that need medications that just can't afford to take them because either they don't have insurance and the medications are too costly, or their coverage doesn't pay for them. As a result, people are going without their much needed prescriptions, or if they are able to come up with money to pay for their meds, are splitting their pills in half so that they last longer, which really defeats the purpose of taking the medications in the first place. Folks, that's not how we should be taking care of our society, especially today with prescription costs skyrocketing out of control and fully insured prescription plans being too expensive and cost prohibitive to the consumer. And unfortunately, the people that should be taking care of us, the government, doing nothing to help. We realized there had to be a better way. And as we dug deeper into analyzing not only the uninsured and underinsured markets, we also realized the lack of prescription coverage in both the under and over 65 health insurance markets. ACA plans with high deductibles and people not getting subsidies, Christian sharing plans, short-term meds, and indemnity plans all have glaring gaps when it comes to prescription coverage. Now, if you remember earlier, when I said the program was not filed as an insurance product by design, here is another benefit of that. In the over 65 market, although prescription coverage is available, for those that need medications, There's also an issue with prescription costs when they hit that infamous donut hole in their coverage. Plus, this is a cost-effective benefit for small businesses and the self-employed, as well as large groups that may be self-funded. This is a great way to help them control their prescription costs, which in turn is going to reduce their claims experience and premium costs, as well as the amount they have to set aside for reserves. Also, this program is great for associations and unions. There is no limit to who you can sell this prescription program to. Folks, everyone is looking for an answer for high cost of prescriptions. You folks on this call now have an affordable solution. And remember this, unlike all these other health companies that are competing with each other and beating each other up on a day-to-day basis for the same clients, we've created our own vertical, our own niche, if you will, where there is zero competition. It's important that you understand this. We're not competing with other insurance companies' health products. We are a complement and a supplement to these products. And if your client does not have insurance, we're able to provide an affordable solution to their prescription needs. Well, folks, let's take a minute and talk about the most revolutionary, cutting-edge prescription program in the country. RxCare America covers 90% of the most used drugs in America for only $5 a month. This plan is available for both the under and over 65 markets. We have transparent and predictive pricing. Folks, it's $5 a month. You can't get more transparent than that. It's guaranteed acceptance. There is no pre-X or no waiting periods. Once a person signs up, they have immediate coverage. We do things with an electronic app submission, so it's immediate issue. The nice thing about this, folks, I know some of you may be dealing with clients that may not have social security numbers. They may have a TIN or a green card. But folks, with this program, RxCare America, there's no social security number required. RxCare America is also approved for telesales. There are no claim forms. It's clean, it's simple, and it's easy. RxCare America is available in also the Spanish market besides the English market. And the other beautiful thing about RxCare America, folks, is you can sell year round. There is no open enrollment period. Open enrollment period is 365 days a year. So how does RxCare America benefit you? Well, RxCare America can be sold by itself. It can be sold as a freestanding program. For those of you that are in the insurance industry and market other products, this is a must-have add-on and a game-changing supplemental benefit. It's also a great door opener for lead generation. As I said before, we've created our own vertical, our own niche. So you're not competing or beating each other up for the same clientele with some of these health products or some of these other health insurance products or insurance products you may be selling. You're creating your own niche. And people are always receptive to talking about how you can save on their prescription costs. The other nice thing, when we were talking about not filing this as an insurance product, since this is not an insurance product, you do not need to be licensed as an insurance agent to sell this program. Folks, this program is packaged so that you're never going to walk away from a sale again. The RxCare America program, I call it the 5+1 program. And we're going to talk a little bit about each of these components in just a minute. But there are 5+1 components to the RxCare America program. We deal with acute medications, which are the immediate needs, chronic medications, which are maintenance medications. The acronym for over-the-counter is now OTC. Those seem to be the hot products going out. Diabetes, both type 1 and type 2. Our pharmacy consulting and coaching program, and our patient assistance program. These programs all comprise the RxCare America program. So let's take a minute and talk a little bit about each one right now. Acute medications. Folks, these are immediate need medications. Let's say you're at your doctor and your doctor says, John, you need some antibiotics. I'm writing you a prescription right now. Well, folks, you can take that prescription to your local pharmacy and it's only going to cost you $5. And as I said before, we cover 90% of the most used drugs in America. And a little bit later on, I'm going to take you to the RxCare America website, and I'm going to walk you through the website because, folks, we're very proud of our formulary. Unlike some of these other prescription programs where you have to have the secret code to find the formulary, ours is right there in black and white so that you can see what prescription medications are covered. And as I said, we cover 90% of the most used drugs in America. And folks, we're not asking you or your clients to change your habits from a pharmacy standpoint because 64%, 64,000 pharmacies nationwide are participating in RxCare America. So whether it's a big box store or your local mom and pop shop, they're probably part of the RxCare America network. And as I said before, folks, there are no claim forms to be filled out. And that's the beauty of the program. You take your RxCare America card to your local pharmacy for your immediate need prescription. It's going to cost you $5. There's no claim forms. And the other nice thing, folks, is you're never balance billed. Les, I think our RxCare America acute medications program is cutting edge and top tier. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, as John said, and I'll reiterate a few really important points, is that we do have the top 90% of drugs prescribed. These are statistically, these aren't drugs we just kind of made up on our own and hope these are ones people take. Statistically, most prescribed. And as he also said, this is very, very different than your typical discount card, which really equates to a coupon. You know, this is an actual process claim. And if you have family members and you're part of the family version of the offering, your dependents are also on that card. So they run this through the system. It's not just something you present and hope that you get a little discount. It's guaranteed pricing in an acute situation, which is up to a 21-day supply. And that's typically what acute means, is it's short term. You get all those medications for $5, no questions asked, very simple, very straightforward. And as John said too, because he made a good point, it does not change the habit of the customer. You know, we're not going to require you to go down the street to some other pharmacy that happens to be in the network, or this one guy down the road's offering a discount. No, it's virtually every pharmacy in America. You present that card and you leave with your $5 payment of that medication. That's it. No balance bill, no additional costs, no hidden fees. Very clean, very simple, and very easy. It's also very easy for your doctor to prescribe. Remember, he's still prescribing to that same pharmacy. So again, doesn't change the habits, and that's very important.
And I'm just going to touch base on one thing that you brought up, and that's the RxCare America ID card. It's very important from just a peace of mind standpoint, is every member of that family is on that card. I know there's some cards out there that just have the primary person on it, but every member of that family is on the card, so that when you take it to the local pharmacy, they're going to see mom, pop, Skippy, Buffy, anybody that's part of that family is going to be on that card. And that's a great selling tool also, because it gives your client a peace of mind of knowing that, it is what it is.
That's
And
correct.
Along those lines, speaking of it is what it is, our chronic medications program is top tier also. Now, chronic medications are what's known as maintenance medications, folks. High blood pressure, cholesterol pills, birth control pills. And I think really one of the things that separates us is our total medication packages. We cover 24 therapeutic classes. And let's kind of touch base on this a little bit earlier, is this isn't something that we just went down and found the deal of the day and we're including it in the package. These are top tier 24 therapeutic classes. We cover 124 acute medications, and on the chronic medication side, over 480 chronic medications are part of the RxCare America program. And as we said, these are 90% of the most used drugs in America. For a 90-day supply, it's going to only be $15. Again, we're trying to break it down to $5 a month, keeping it simple, keeping it transparent, and managing your clients' expectations. Since these are chronic medications, folks, you'll be working with our pharmacy, and this is what's known as our home delivery program. So basically, the doctor can call it in. You can email or fax a prescription into we have a 32,000 square foot pharmacy. that is robotic, cutting edge, and we will deliver it to your home. And I say from our pharmacy floor to your front door within 3 to 5 business days. Now, we deliver it via USPS. And the reason we use the United States Postal Service are for a couple reasons. First of all, and I can't speak for parts of the country where you live, folks, because I know we have folks from various parts of the country on the call, but down here where I live in South Florida, we have what's known as porch pirates. And at least once or twice a week, the news is always broadcasting about, someone has these doorbells with the videos on them, and somebody's walking up to the door and they're stealing the packages. Well, guess what, folks? If you have medications, prescribed medications, and that package is taken, well, you're out of luck because you're not going to get that prescription refilled again. So by using the United States Postal Service, what we do is it's delivered to in your mailbox. So you have, first of all, that security and confidentiality that it's not going to be for people to see. Secondly, it's hidden in your mailbox. And thirdly, it is a federal crime to steal out of a mailbox. So we try to protect the RxCare America member by taking the necessary steps to make sure that they get that package. And also, delivery is free. There is no cost or additional surcharge over and above the $5 a month program. Unless, I think our chronic medication program is second to none in this industry. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, of course. A lot of people have actually kind of called us the Amazon of prescription drugs. We've set out to build the most efficient pharmacy system in America to deliver drugs. Matter of fact, we put on here 3 to 5 days, and to be honest, there's a little bit of buffer time in there. Most patients will receive their medications 1 to 3 days. If you're anywhere near Ohio, within 5 or 6 states of Ohio, it's typically next day. So the delivery is very fast. We process the orders a lot of times before you've even left the doctor's office. And we got that going down the line and put into a shipping package to leave that day. So the process and the system is very different than what it was 10 or 15 years ago for traditional pharmacies that mailed out prescriptions. We're lightning fast and it's very efficient. I want to make a point too, to reiterate what these drugs are. I don't mean specifically the drugs, but where they come from. These are the same. I want to stress the word same, not similar, not kind of, not, well, they're close. These come out of the same, we buy direct from the manufacturer and from the wholesalers. These come from the same containers that they do at Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart. So these aren't something that we got and they're a little cheaper because we got a knockoff or a version we got from some foreign land. These are literally the same drugs from the same places. We've just really elected to sell them a different pricing structure and different model. Really, we hear bad things about the drug industry, but really where it is retail pharmacies and how they price medications. We're a licensed in all 50 states pharmacy, as John said earlier, including U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. And we have just elected to sell medications that we feel are realistic prices for people. When you can sell a medication for $5, a guaranteed payment, you don't have to be concerned on your way to the doctor's office or on the way to the pharmacy to get that medication, how much it's going to cost or if it's going to fit into the budget this month. You know that from a consistent standpoint, that you're going to be able to pay $5 for that medication. And if we didn't make this point also, there is no limitation. If you're an unfortunate chronic user of 5, 10, 15 medications a month or, a quarter, being that's 90-day supply, there is no limitation. We're not going to tell you, oh no, sorry, you met your 1 prescription or 5 prescription number for the month. You could have 5 prescriptions today and 500 tomorrow. That's not a problem in our program. The medications will always be shipped to your door, and you'll never see any kind of additional cost for shipping. That's another thing that we bring to the table, and very, very few people do anything like that. Matter of fact, there's nobody that does this sort of model in this country to this caliber. So we're very proud of it, and we think that your customers will be very excited to use it.
Well, let's talk about the over-the-counter or the OTC medications.
Sure.
And we have the most used OTC medications in the country, folks, and at some of the lowest prices in the industry. And again, what we're seeing is if someone is ordering a maintenance or chronic medication, they more than likely are going to add an over-the-counter medication on, because there's no cost for delivery if they order the medication or the prescription and then they order an over-the-counter. We ship them together at no cost to the consumer. Now, if someone just wants to come and order the OTC medications by themselves, that's great, and we welcome that. But they would need a minimum of $25 in order to have free shipping. Unless, I know you're very big on the OTC program. Do you want to give us some examples of this, the difference in savings between one of the big box stores possibly and RxCare America?
Sure. Keep in mind, guys, what OTC is. It's just your typical stuff that you're going to find on the shelves at any Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid. I mean, this is, Tylenol, aspirin, vitamins, things along those lines that you're using on a daily basis. Our goal is to sell these medications at 50% or less of the retail price. In a lot of cases, it's less. So for example, when it's allergy time and you're using Allegra, fexofenadine is the product name. Same thing you'd buy it at Walgreens, fexofenadine, 28 pills for $28 at Walgreens. On our program, those same 28 pills, $9.95. Take it a step further, acetaminophen or a Tylenol sort of product, 100 pills, usually 325 milligrams, is anywhere from $8 to $11 in a retail market. On our program, $3.99. So our goal is to make those products available to you. They're a great add-on to any order. Those do come shipped out of our home delivery facility. Most people simply add it on to a current order. Let's say they're getting, their omeprazole and their heart medications this month, and they want to add some Tylenol, some vitamin E, and Allegra for spring coming up or whatever. That's typically how we do the OTCs. There's very few packages that leave here without an additional OTC in there because they're so cost effective. And again, it's a well-rounded list of those medications. And as John said, as you'll see on the website here in a little bit, all of those items are listed. We don't hide anything as far as lists. And to be honest, the word formulary in the health industry really typically means restrictive list. We only call it formulary because people are used to the term. We really should call it our hot list or our most used medication list. Is probably a better term. Our list is always evolving. We've added to it several times over the years. Matter of fact, we've added over 200 medications in the last 24 months, growing it to a point where we're at 91.5 or 92% of the actual drugs prescribed in America on an annual basis. So formula, like I said, is restrictive term. It really isn't. It's more of the hot list of the most used medications. So we've got everything out there that people use, and this whole program as a whole is very well rounded. And as we get into the other categories, you'll hear what else it brings. It's pretty exciting.
Well, speaking of the hot list, I think really the really unique component, I shouldn't say really unique because they're all unique, but really what really sets us apart is our diabetes program, because we cover type 2 and type 1 diabetes. Now with our type 2 diabetes program, if someone will present us with a prescription, they will get a free bilingual glucometer, a 90 days worth of test strips and lancets, plus under our type 2 diabetes program, there are 16 oral medications that we make available to RxCare America members. But we take it a step further, folks, and we make those medications available at no cost to the RxCare America member. Plus, we ship them to your client free. Again, there's no other prescription program in the country, to the best of my knowledge, that covers diabetes like we do here at RxCare America program. On a type 1 basis, for those of you that are familiar with Novolin, NR in 7030, the vial, if you are part of RxCare America, you can purchase that vial cheaper than anyone in the nation. RxCare America members can get that vial for only $19.88. And I don't want to sound like a late night infomercial, but wait, there's more. Because a lot of folks have asked us, well, what about the pen? Well, guess what, folks? Novolin NR and 7030 with the Flex Pen, you can get it cheaper with RxCare America than anyone in the nation. The Flex Pen is only $37.88. Les, there's nobody in the country that covers diabetes like we do.
That's correct. There's we've made it our mission. It's actually part of our CEO and founders. With his family history, he had a mother that was actually affected by diabetes, and one of our missions is to make sure that any diabetic out there has the best program available. We know that it's a very devastating disease, but really the primary reason that it's not managed is cost. So the number one contributing factor to not managing diabetes is cost, which is test strips, the insulin, the medications that are required to do so. And a lot of people just don't test, or don't like to test, or don't want to test, or can't afford it. So what we've done is we've tried to make something that we could take out. There would be no excuses not to manage this disease. So we've tried to really stand up and bring the best available offering. Now, in all honesty, too, we also know that any person that has diabetes or is on the diabetic sort of spectrum, if you will, they're typically also in 3 to 5 other therapeutic classes. If you've got diabetes, you typically have blood pressure issues and heart concerns and things along those lines. So, we know that these are also good customers on that side as well. But we know from a diabetic standpoint, we want to make sure that there's no excuse not to test. And we've gone as strong as we ultimately can with that. And by the way, if there's more than one family member that has diabetes, they get their own kit. They don't have to share. It's not like, we're rationing these out. Any member who's got diabetes is going to get that kit for free, which is all the stuff that John had shown earlier, as well as access to all the free oral medications, the test strips, and that insulin at the lowest price in America.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the type 1 and type 2 diabetes programs. Our type 2 diabetes program is they will send the prescription in to RxCare America, and we will send any one of the 16 medications out to them. But if I'm a type 1 diabetes, if I have type 1 diabetes and I need to get a Novolin, NR and 7030, where can I get it at?
Well, let me tell you. So if anybody's familiar with diabetes and insulin is a refrigerated product. That's not something we can ship in a box and get out to the member cost effectively. Because it's refrigerated, it requires dry ice. And to ship a package dry ice anywhere in the country is about $35 plus. So obviously, if we're trying to keep this affordable for members and we want to make sure that they can actually utilize it, we had to find a delivery system for insulin that wouldn't cost $35. So what we've done is we've actually partnered with Walmart. Walmart, as you know, is a large distribution sort of company. They got 5,200 retail locations nationwide. And we partner with them for that to be the pickup for the insulin. And again, to keep it at that $19.88 price point, because they've got refrigeration obviously on in-house. The vials of insulin can be picked up there. And because they have so many locations, it's virtually accessible to almost anybody in the country within a reasonable radius to use Walmart as the pickup point. So we partner with them to get that price where it is and to make it available to everybody easily.
That's fantastic. And folks, like I said, we're very conscious about taking care of folks that have diabetes. And I think you will all agree, everyone on this call, that after hearing how we handle our diabetes program, there's nobody else in the country that can come close to offering what we can offer to your clients, whether they have insurance or whether they don't have insurance. Our diabetes program is second to none in this industry. We also have pharmacy coaching and consulting, and I know, Les, we're getting close to the time that you're going to have to sign off.
I bought a little time, John. We're okay, actually, so go ahead.
Okay, great. But another value-added benefit is our pharmacy coaching and consulting. A lot of times, a doctor may prescribe something, and a individual, a member, an RxCare America member, may have some questions. Well, if that's the case, they can call down and speak with one of our well-trained pharmacists that is going to focus on the quality of care for your clients and our RxCare America members. And I think that's really a great value add, is because if there are questions, they can call RxCare America and speak with a licensed pharmacist and maybe ask that questions. Are there any other prescriptions that may not conflict with what I'm taking, or maybe better than this particular prescription prescribed? Les, I'm really excited about our pharmacy coaching and consulting program, because I think it sets us apart from anybody else out there.
Yeah, pharmacy coaching is pretty unique. It's basically your own personal pharmacist, to be honest. One of the nice things about corner pharmacies is you have access to that pharmacist to ask questions to and bounce ideas off of and wonder about drug interactions and things along those lines. So with our company, even though we're a large, as John said, 32,000 square foot facility, we still operate much like your corner pharmacy, where we're here, we're able, and we're willing to help, asking those questions, concerns. One of the things they also do is transferring prescriptions. We're not gonna lie to you. One of the most difficult things of the prescription process is a transfer. So to take care of our members, what we do is take the headache out of it. All we need is the prescription number from your customer, and they can sit back and relax and grab their cup of lemonade while we take it from there. We do all the heavy lifting on the transferring. We reach out to the current pharmacy. We give them that prescription number. We put everything into action, and the member just has to sit back and wait for those drugs to arrive at their house in 1 to 3 days. So we do all the heavy lifting there. We also, if an order were to come in for a medication that's not on our list, now remember, they can get those medications, but to get that medication that's not on the list, we will actually monitor those things, reach out to the patient and let them know that there's an alternative that they can get for that $5 price point, and get it out to them as well. So not only are they there for help, a resource, and for information as well as transferring, but we're also watching out to make sure that they always get the best price for the medications that they're looking for. So it's very part of the managed care, offering. Excuse me.
And, we talk about the fact that we cover 90% of the most used drugs in America. Well, that leaves 10%. Now, your client can still get that 10% through RxCare America program, but it's not going to be for $5. That 10%, there's two ways that your clients can have access to those medications. The first way is by taking the RxCare America card to a local pharmacy, and it acts as a discount card in that respect. Okay, so for 90% of the most used drugs in America, it's going to cost your clients $5. For that 10%, it's going to act as a discount card. But the second way is through our patient assistance program, and it's focused on helping RxCare America members get expensive brand name drugs and specialty medications. We talk about the 10% of medications. That 10% is comprised, 9% is brand name drugs, and 1% is comprised of specialty drugs. And with the patient assistance program, we do a soft handoff to our patient assistance partner that may be able to help your member, your client, get those drugs at little or no cost. Les, would you take a minute and explain a little bit more in detail how our PAP works?
Sure. So patient assistance program is as John has in the slide here. It is a need-based program, but that doesn't mean you have to be indigent or poor to get that. Need-based means it's an outrageous drug that most people can't afford anyways, regardless of how much income they make. We have a network of patient assistance programs, and each one of them has expertise in certain areas. So part of what happens is our pharmacy coaches sort of triage the particular need. Let's just say it's a specific drug like a Humira or a Skyrizi or something along those lines. We identify the drug and which assistance program works better for that particular product. And then we connect with the experts at the PAP. We connect them with our customer, and then act as a liaison between the two while they're getting it taken care of. It's actually a relatively heavy lift to get approved to get medication like that, because it is need-based. There's always questions about finance and assets and things along those lines. And that's what the patient assistance company does. Instead of you having to do it on your own, it's someone that can handhold you through it, and they take care of all the heavy lifting and all the hard work to make that happen. So for example, I'll give you a little testimony, or at least a little story on a success story. So Skyrizi, I don't know if you've seen the commercials, but virtually any drug that you've seen on TV while you're watching a sporting event or a fancy TV show, those are typically your high-end specialty drugs, anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 a month, believe it or not. Skyrizi is $17,000 per month. It's for a skin condition, basically, kind of like an eczema sort of product, but I'll leave you the details on the particular medication. But the product itself is $17,000 a month. And to give you an idea, or paint the picture at least on how the patient assistance program works, is we had one of our employees, their neighbor, was actually looking to get that drug, and they're part of our program. Now, I'll be honest with you, they're not your typical average income family. You know, average income in America is like $32,000. These folks were probably making north of $70,000 or $80,000, but this drug is $17,000 per month. So even at a $70,000 family income, a $17,000 drug is just not affordable. So to make a long story short, we were able to connect them with the patient assistance program, and based on the need and based on the medication needed, we were able to get them 12 months of that drug at zero cost. Now they'll be reevaluated after those 12 months, but we were able to negotiate for them zero cost out of pocket for a 12-month supply. You do the math, 12 times 17. That's the savings on that particular drug. And again, not a company who was, or not company, I'm sorry, not a family who was struggling to get by any means, but one that would be struggling if they had to pay that high price. So just gives you an idea on how that works. It's like I said, it is need-based, but it doesn't mean you have to be dirt poor to get that to work for you.
Well, and the other nice thing is, you know, when it comes to costs, you know, as I mentioned earlier, RxCare America was priced not as an insurance product. And as doing so, we wanted to make it so that everybody in America can afford it and should have it. So we priced it very, very affordable. And I hope you folks are sitting down, because these costs are going to take your breath away. For single coverage, unlike fully insured prescription programs that may be anywhere from $60, $70, all the way up to $150, $60 a month, single program is $9.95 a month. Single plus one, husband and wife, parent and child, $14.95 a month. And family coverage, unlike traditional insurance prescription programs that may be anywhere between $150 to $250 a month, $19.95. Folks, as I said before, we priced this so that everybody, and I mean everybody in America, can afford RxCare America. Now, Les, I know you have to get going. I want to show everybody the RxCare America website, but Angela, are there any questions for Les at this point in time, in case he has to cut out?
Yeah, we had a couple of quick questions, Les. I told everybody to send me a couple of things in. You answered most of them.
Okay.
One of the questions was, if they were a diabetic, how do they get the kit? Did we already cover that? I'm not sure if we covered that or not.
Yeah, that's a real easy question. So basically all they have to do is essentially raise their hand if they've got a prescription for diabetic supplies. We fill that right here out of our home delivery. We'll ship it right to your house for free, no cost. You get a glucometer, your first month of strips. You also get lancing device, Lancets, and solution. That's all shipped right to your house for free.
Okay, and the other one was, can I take my maintenance medication to my local pharmacy?
No. So maintenance medications are shipped here out of our home delivery facility. We have those, we own those under roof. That's how we can control costs, because we buy direct. If it is the chronic medication, the reason that it's not a problem when they come out of home delivery is, one, they come to your house very fast, and two, you have time. Basically, these are 90-day supply. At day 70, we reach out to you via text or a phone call and let you know that your prescription's coming due for refill. We actually do that 3 times if there isn't a reply, and let them know that it's time to refill, and then we ship that back out. So it's an automated return, and because it's $5, you just continue to pay that $5 cost, and it's shipped right to your door.
Okay, and if the medication, awesome answer. And if the medication is not on one of our lists on the $5 medications,
Yes.
How can they go to a retail pharmacy? What's the process of that if it's not on
Sure.
on our list?
Very simple and very easy. So here's the thing. If it's not on our list, remember what that means. That means that it's fallen out of the top 90%. And two things, it's either in the next 5% of generic medications, or it falls under that category of brand or specialty. So let's say it's a expensive generic, not in the top 90%. You would essentially just pick that up with your card. You'd present your card to pharmacy like any other insurance card. They will give you our pre-negotiated rate. Now, the reason I can't give you the cost is because at every pharmacy, and this is not us, this is the pharmacies, by the way. Every pharmacy in America, if I took you to 4 pharmacies on 4 different corners in 4 different cities, you're going to get 4 different prices. It's unfortunate, but that's how they do it. And it's kind of sad in that part of the business. That's why we try to have predictable pricing for our list. But again, if it falls out of that 90%, you would pay that negotiated rate on the card and you would see that price at the counter. If it was a brand name or specialty that was out of your budget, then that's where the patient assistance program would kick in. You'd have a phone call with our pharmacy coaches and they would get you to the right channel so that you could get the process moving to get that medication at a discounted or at a free rate.
Okay, and the last one, in order to use our PAP program, they do need to be on one of our monthly membership programs. Is that correct?
Oh, of course. I mean, otherwise you'd just be someone calling in off the street trying to get access. Now, patient assistance programs are available to the whole population, but they have fees involved with them and a cost to join as well. So what we've done is we've cooked it into our program to make it available, and we connect you right up. And again, it's not something you want to go at on your own. I mean, you could even call, matter of fact, you could even call drug manufacturers on their own, but it could take you a year to get through. What we have is basically an expedited process, and we do all the hand holding through it. And that's where our pharmacy coaches really earn their pay. They take care of our members in doing so.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you, Les, for that. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, John. Thank you, Les.
Les, I don't know what time you have to leave, but you're more than welcome to stay. I'm gonna take everybody to the RxCare America site right now and show them how easy it is as a consumer to navigate the site.
Sounds good. Yeah, John, I had an extra. I had till 2:45. That's why I was able to get it. So we're good. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or something we missed, ask John. He can email me or call, and we'll get those questions answered for you.
Les,
right.
thanks for your time.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
Oops. Hey, John, we did have one question to come through. It said, what's the age limit? What age limit is considered a family?
I'll throw that. I can answer that real quick. So here's how the program works. Anybody, this is probably another point, John, I don't know if we made. So we have the program is in single and family, as you saw. Obviously, a single member would be their own, but if they were a family membership, there is no limitations on the number of family members as long as they're dependents under the age of 26. So if you've got 14 kids, believe it or not, we actually have an Amish family here in Ohio. 14 children. We had to give them three ID cards just to get all their names on there.
Wow.
But as long as they're actual dependents, they're considered part of the family. If they are a member over 18, they will get their own login and access for their own privacy and HIPAA information. So, let's say you have a daughter on birth control, or you have a son who has a medication that he doesn't want you to know he's taking, or whatever the situation may be. Mom and dad have their account, and the children under 18, and any children over 18 would have their own access, all under that one price.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you. Good answer. Good answer. Good question, everybody.
And Angelo, to add on to that, the program was designed for everybody in America. So if someone has reached Medicare age, 65, 70, 85, 90, there is no age limit as to when this program is going to stop or when they're not going to be eligible for coverage with this program. So that's the other beautiful thing about the program is it doesn't stop at age 65. So if someone has Medicare or any of these other programs, they can still be a member of RxCare America.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I think that would have answered their questions. No, there's nothing else in chat.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, folks, for those of you that haven't been to the RxCare America site, I'm just going to give you a quick tour. This is what a consumer would see if they went to www.rxcareamerica.com. It's very user-friendly. It's very easy to navigate. I'm going to take you through just a couple things here because I want to be cognizant of time. We talked about how it works, how to fill and refill prescriptions, the pharmacy helpline. It's what we were going over. Pharmacy coaching and consulting. It talks a little bit about that, and free delivery, talking about how to use and track your prescriptions using the USPS. We have an FAQ. One of the things I talked about was our formularies or our medications and how proud we were, and that unlike some prescription programs or insurance prescription programs, they try to camouflage or hide what prescriptions are covered. We're very proud of what we offer, and the fact that we cover 90% of the most used medications in America. But if you just click on the acute medications and you see it's immediate need, this gives you some examples right here. You can download a printable formulary if you wanted to. This tells you all the medications. You can print it out. You can save it as a PDF and email it to your client. But these are the medications if you just wanted to look through them. These, like I said, we cover 24 therapeutic classes, and 124 acute medications are part of the RxCare America programs. This is where you take your prescription to your local pharmacy and you pick up your prescriptions for $5. There's no claim forms. There's no balance billing. Our chronic medications, we cover over 480 chronic medications. And this is really amazing at the medications that we cover, ADHD, anti-rheumatic, antiviral, Alzheimer's, and dementia. If you look over here to the far right, cholesterol, triglycerides, anti-anxiety, again, going to the far left, antibiotics, anticoagulants, cardiac, hypertension, diabetes, gastrointestinal, hormone replacement, men's health, migraines. Folks, oral contraceptives for $5 a month for a 90-day supply. That's pretty amazingly priced, folks. And as you can see, the list keeps going on and on and on. So when you have a minute, tour the RxCare America site. We talked about over-the-counter medications. And as Les mentioned, we try to get our OTCs at least 50% lower than the big box stores. And Tylenol, the brand name Tylenol, as you can see, $3.99. Acetaminophen is the generic name, as it's called. Chewable aspirins, calcium. We have new vitamins that we've just added to the list. As Les said, we're continually adding vitamins and medications to the list. Our diabetes program. And as I said, we have the strongest diabetes program, in my opinion, in the country. It talks about the free starter kit. It goes over the 16 medications that are free with a prescription. We talked about getting a vial insulin at the lowest price in America. And as you can see, as Les mentioned, we have partnered with Walmart. We also talked about covering 64,000 pharmacies that are part of the RxCare America program. It's so easy to search a pharmacy. I've lost my internet a little bit there. See if I can, I can't get it. I've been having internet problems, folks. I'm sorry about that. But if you type in your zip code, you're going to see a laundry list of pharmacies within a 3, 5, 10-mile radius. And this is how easy it is for somebody to enroll. They would just click sign up, populate the information, put in their payment information, and submit their application. It's that easy. It's fast, easy, and simple. So let me get back to the Zoom, and we'll get back to talking a little bit about RxCare America. And folks, the thing I do want to show you, because I think it's very important, is every agent will have your own back office. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your back office and how it's going to act as your own little CRM. This is what your back office is going to look like. This is our test agent, and we named him Scott. So this is Scott's RxCare America back office when he logs in. If Scott is recruiting agents, it'll show the clients that you enroll. It'll show that here. If you want to invite agents to contract, it'll have that information here. Plus it'll have, as you scroll down here, you will be right here, your agent information, your name, your phone number, your email address, and your agent ID. Your manager or your upline will be right here. So you'll have that information accessible to you. So you don't have to say, well, I don't know who my manager is. On the bottom half, if you scroll down, again, it'll talk about the commissions you've earned for the month, your personal sales volume. And if you go to the far right, a little bit more about your agent detail. And as I said, each one of you is going to get your own replicatable website besides your own personal back office. Now, basically what your replicatable website is, folks, is if you do a cut and paste, you can send this link to a client. We have folks that do a lot of internet marketing. We have folks that do telemarketing, and we have folks that do mass marketing. So basically what they do is they will use this link and send it to the client. So if a client wants to self-enroll, this is what they're going to see. Looks very familiar to the consumer website that I just showed you, folks. But there's a couple differences. The first is if you look to the left, it's going to be your name right here. Obviously, we have the test agent, excuse me, but it's going to be your name right here. And if a client would click on that, they would have the 3 plans that are available to them with, if you look at my cursor down here, your contact information. And your name is going to be up here. Now, if your client wants to enroll, they'll go to the Enroll Now button. And again, remember, because you sent them the link from your replicatable site, all the information is linked back to you, folks. So if your client wants to enroll and you send them your site, all they have to do, as you can see, you've got your name right here again to the far left, is they click on whether they want single, single plus one, or family, and it gets coded directly to you. That's what's known as a self-enrollment. And we have a lot of folks that do that. But we also have a lot of folks that do what's known as an agent assist, meaning I'm talking to you on the phone. I'm talking to Angelo on the phone. And I may be taking another application of something. So basically what I would do is there's a second component. There's 2 ways to enroll. And once we get into training, folks, we do a little bit more in-depth analysis of this when you were appointed with RxCare America, because we have a training program that we take you through that explains the 2 ways to enroll. The first way is through your replicated site. That's where you send the link out to a client and they do self-enrollment. The second way is in your back office. If you click on this green shopping cart, basically what you're going to see is you're going to see the agent assist link that you click on. And basically that's going to look familiar, the single plus one, and family. And that's going to take you to the agent assist component. And that's where you're going to personally fill out the information to your client. If I have Angelo on the phone and Angelo wants to enroll, then I'll just populate the information for Angela, and I'll get Angela's credit card information, and I'll submit the application for Angela. I know we have a number of insurance agents on the call, and if you're taking multiple applications with multiple companies, this is going to be the way you're going to want to do it, because you have your client's information in front of you, and you can just populate it right there. It's done, and you don't have to worry about it. So folks, you have 2 ways to enroll a client. One of them is by letting them do the enrollment themselves. and the other way is by you doing the enrollment for them. Either way works, and either way gets credited back to you. Angelo, I think that kind of wraps it up for the day. I know we kind of wanted to keep it at around an hour, and I know we're getting very close to that right now. So does anybody have any questions that they'd like to have answered on RxCare America that we might be able to help you with?
You can unmute yourself.
Or if they've typed it into the box, Angela, and you want to ask it, you're more than welcome to.
There's no questions in the chat.
And well, one thing I do want to bring up, and I didn't want to get into it when Les was on the phone because I didn't want to take the time, is as I mentioned, we did not file this as an insurance product. And obviously there are a lot of reasons that we didn't. So for you insurance agents that are on the call, you're going to have to kind of take your insurance agent hat off when you're talking about RxCare America, because you cannot use insurance language. You can't call this a plan. You can't call the $9.95, the $14.95, or the $19.95 a premium. RxCare America is a program. It's not a plan. You're not an insured. You're a member. It's not a premium. It's membership dues. So it's important that you don't get that confused when you're talking to somebody, because you don't want to get in the problems with the DOI by misrepresenting this as an insurance product, because it is not an insurance product. And we're very proud that it's not, but we also need to make sure that we don't sell it as an insurance product, because it's not. And I think that's important for you insurance folks on the call. For you folks that aren't insurance licensed, it's going to be a very easy transition.
Hey, I got a question. Someone asked me a question. Who would be the prime prospect for a plan like this?
Well, I think that's a very good question. And I think the answer is everybody. We talked initially when we designed RxCare America is the fact that, we designed it as a program initially for the uninsured and the underinsured. So those are two categories or verticals right there. But as we peel back the layers of the onion, if you look at people with ACA plans and they have these $8,000, $8,500 deductible programs, if you look at people with Christian sharing programs, if you look at people with indemnity programs or short-term medical programs, they all have flaws when it comes to prescriptions. So consequently, really anybody from the insurance side, this is a great supplement to their insurance program. For folks that don't have insurance, this is a great safety net in case you ever would need prescription coverage. So I think, Angelo, anybody that you talk to is a qualified candidate for the RxCare America program.
Okay.
And also along those lines, folks that may have groups of, 5, 15, 50, 100 self-insured people. This is a great program to use if you're talking to a larger group that's self-funded, because if they're self-funded, the prescription costs are going to roll in to those premium dollars. Whereas with RxCare America program, you have a set amount, $5 per month. That's what your exposure is going to be. So I think there's really no limit as to who your clientele is with the RxCare America program, because you have the flexibility to talk to anybody and everybody with this program.
Correct.
Oh, hey, Angelo, this is Wayne in Memphis.
Hey, Wayne.
Yeah, I have a question. What about an association to sign them up, and then they can reach out to their members? If they, like you might have association with 1,000 members or 5,000 members as like a way to generate revenue for the association.
Wayne, that's great minds think alike. We already have a couple associations doing just that right now, because it's a great value add for the association. And you're right, it's a great revenue base, because they're not only helping their members, but they're also generating revenue for themselves.
Right.
So that is a great a great observation and a great question.
I was thinking about churches. You know, churches sometimes they might be in like denomination. You might have the Church of God in Christ or the Baptist or Southern Baptist, and approach them as a way to help their members, and then also as money, you know, raised for the church association.
Well, churches, Chamber of Commerce,
Mhm.
you know, you really don't have any limit. Your limit is as far as you can think and as your mind can expand with people to talk to.
Okay.
Because, you know, anybody is always looking, and just like with these employers,
Mhm.
with the market the way it is, if, you know, we went to a restaurant, first sign my wife and I saw, help wanted.
Mhm.
Well, what type of value added benefits are you offering your employees to keep them there or to get them?
Right.
So this is a great cost effective benefit.
Yep.
You know, for $9, $9.95 a month, $14.95 or $19.95 a month.
Mhm.
It's a great value add benefit. And down here in South Florida is really a hospitality industry.
Right.
And we have a lot of single folks down here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the employers are looking at RxCare America as a value added benefit
Okay.
because they can offer a single female the RxCare America program, and she can get birth control for $5 a month.
Wow, that's good. And one other thing, I was telling Angelo that I saw on one of the TV morning shows that Mark Cuban has come out with his program, and I was trying to compare what he has, costplusdrugs.com.
Well, Mark's Cuban's program has been out for a while, but they
Okay.
only cover a certain amount of drugs.
Yes, sir.
And when you compare his program to our program, there really isn't any comparison. I mean, it's a nice program, and I'm not going to talk bad
Right.
about any other program out there, but I just think we bring more to the table
Okay.
for the member than any prescription program out there.
Okay, that's good to know.
And one other thing, he had someone asked about the compensation. Get back with the person that invited you because they have different contract levels. So get back with the person that invited you to the call to give you the commission structure. One other thing, we did have a testimonial. Wayne had a gentleman that's interested in becoming a partner with RxCare America, and he looked up albuterol, one of the medications for one of his clients, and the guy was paying full price for it. I think it was $100 and something. He used a discount card. It was repriced to $80 something, and it's a part of our acute medication. And it was only, was it $5? He only had to wind up paying $5.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was either $5 or $15. It fell under one of the formularies in the plan that we have. So that's going to be a great testimonial that we'll put out there that everybody will be able to have access to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gonna send the recording out, Angelo? Because I missed the first part of it.
Yes, we will send out the recording to everyone.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're a little over time, but this was a lot of valuable information. And I hope someone heard something or something caught their ear that they can use in their day-to-day business, or think about another book of business that you normally wouldn't have thought about of how you can make this a fit with that. So we're going to do one last round. Any last questions? Hold on, let me check the chat because I think somebody may have put something in chat. Let's make sure. Okay. So there's no last questions. Stay tuned, check your text message, check your email. So we'll be doing these a little more frequently, but you want to make sure you invite your prospects to the call. If you have sub agents, you want to make sure they know about this program because it's a great add-on to your current healthcare customers that you have. So again, I want to thank John and thank Les for taking their time out their busy schedule to join us. John, you have any last words?
No, I really do appreciate everybody joining us today. I know it's right after the holidays, and I do want to thank you. But again, I think RxCare America is the best prescription program out there, not only because I'm one of the partners, but we designed this because we wanted to help people.
Hey,
And, you know,
hey, John, I got one more question. Wayne, I got one more question, Angelo.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay, I have a couple of friends. I remember years ago, they had these got in trouble years and years ago, and it's still in their, I guess, background. They want to know if something that they did years ago, would that disqualify them from doing this? I mean, they have a clean record. They did, would that be a problem if they tried to market this program?
No, Wayne, if you remember, I mentioned before that we didn't file this as an insurance product.
Okay,
So, you don't have to submit paperwork to to any insurance company or to the DOI.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of this program is, obviously, we want honorable people marketing this
right.
program.
But they
And,
paid the,
Hey,
paid what they were supposed to do.
bad things happen to good people over the
Yes,
course
sir,
of
it
life.
does. Yes, it does.
And, we welcome people that want to do the right thing with open arms.
It was mainly white collar crime years and years ago. And,
But no, if you're vouching for him, Wayne,
mhm,
Angelo has vouched for you. You've done a
Right.
great job with RxCare America program.
right, okay, good.
We wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, so.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Awesome questions. We want to thank everybody for taking the time out their busy schedule. We will be sending this recording out so you guys have access to it to go back and review it. And again, thank you so much, John and Les, for taking y'all time out to help us with this. And we look forward to having many, many more successful calls in the future. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have an awesome day on purpose. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.